Whoa, holy darkness. Hey guys, it's awfully dark. Hold on, let me settle this. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna fix the, ooh, it's dark. We can fix that. Hold on. I don't know why it got so, there we go. Let's turn the lights back on. Welcome, live stream number 105, coffee and a camera. So good. Filter mic. Hey, no, so the settings, I don't know, they change themselves sometimes within my software here. I usually have them set right before I start, but apparently it wasn't right. It wasn't right. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, if you don't, I just hope you had a great week. I know we did. We had a fantastic Thanksgiving. We had a nice little getaway, but it feels so good to be back. So let's see who we're dealing with today. Who's first and foremost? Oh, Jeffrey, first and foremost. Radios is here. Radios, did you change your screen name? Because now there's a Z on the end, and I thought it used to be Radios with an S. Matthew's here. He's second on time. Bonnie is here. Howdy doody, says Angus McNaughton. Yowza! Mike, what are you doing here so early? Flying O is here. Where's that howdy doody? Howdy doody. Yeah, I think it's with a Y, isn't it? I don't know. Who knows? Cecil's here. Greetings, film lovers. There's mysterious WV. Just what I always wanted. A fifth. Greetings all from rainy South Florida. You know, it's nice here. My wife and I went for a 2-mile walk this morning early, and it was really nice. It was, well, right now it says 76 degrees and mostly sunny. Jason's here. Hey, Jason. Jason the Stooge. Did you change your screen name too, or is that always, maybe I'm just, have I been away too long? I thought your screen name was just Jason. I hate editing code right now. Oh, you're doing the computer thing. I remember. Rainy in West Virginia too. No rain here yet. It's coming though. It's coming. I looked ahead. It's coming. You got my Argus 75 pictures back. Did they come out good? Hopefully. Or is that the ones I sent you? I can never remember. There's so many cameras. I don't know if that's... And by the way, that Radios... That other roll you sent me, the found film roll, this roll here, check this out. This roll, we got it developed. I actually did it yesterday. You remember this roll here? Check this out. Check this out. You remember this roll? Look at that camera. So I did some film for old radios, some just miscellaneous film. And he sent this along with me. Look at that focus, in and out. So it's just a roll of Verichrome pan, probably from the 60s. It's 126 film. But it was found film, and we have the results of that found film that you're going to see here in just a bit. Got a fully working Ikai 16mm projector last week for just under $100 with shipping. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. I miss mine. I had one and I made the fatal mistake. It worked beautifully. The auto load, you know. And I made the fatal mistake of wanting to turn it into a transfer, a telecine 16mm projector, high Piper. And I cut the lamp out of it. I was going to put a new LED lamp in there and it kept frying. So I got tired of dealing with it. So I set it on my back porch. And I forgot about it, and it got all nasty and moldy and musty, and just couldn't get it working right again. So I ended up getting rid of it. But I do want to get another one. I really miss my 16mm projector. You didn't? Oh, it's always been with a Z. I'm just not that intuitive. Eric's here. Hey, buddy. Jeffrey says now the buying season commences. It's starting. Hi all from wet and cold UK. Super Cine, how are you? For me, it never ends. I got something. Check this out. About $15 a roll. Not the perfect deal, but I'm happy. That one, it's open, but it's still fresh. It's this stuff. I like using this camera. It's this stuff. It doesn't really want to focus too good though, does it? Ooh. I bought this little camera used. There we go. You guys know what that is. That's some of the best Super 8 film you can buy. Well, used to be. Now it's, you know, it's old now. These are probably from, I'm going to say these might be from the 90s. But I don't know. I won't know until I shoot one roll. Anytime I can pick up some Plus X for relatively cheap, I have to do it. I have to. Hola. I'm taking photos with the Autographic Junior #1. #1. I'm sensing a theme here. Cold and wet. Yeah. Oh. Hey, there's Jim. How are you, Jim? Jim Cahill is in the house. I'm here from sunny and bright Mesa, Arizona. A beautiful 67. That's nice. So you guys get really cold, but it gets hotter than ever there too, right? On the Argus, great. Some slightly out of focus. Radios, which one? Is that the ones I did? I did some film for radios, some Tri-X and some Kentmere. I actually like Kentmere black and white film. I used to shoot it years ago. Haven't done it in a while. Blue filter. No, that was a matter of me not having the everything set right on here. Mysterious. Gray and drizzly here in central Maryland. So like I say, I did 2 rolls of 620 film and a roll of Super 8 for radios recently, and I'm getting those back to you. I got him the rest of the results yesterday, 2 days ago, and boy, the Kentmere I thought came out nice. A couple of like out of focus issues, like he said, but Kentmere came out nice. Some car show stuff was really awesome. Shot first roll of the new Kodacolor 200 for Thanksgiving. How do you like that film? How do you like that? I have some gold 200, I believe. Is that what I brought? So I went on my little trip, and I'm sad to report that I brought all these cameras, and I only shot 2 rolls of Super 8 film. I brought all this film. It's gold 200 that I have. I love 200 speed film. Love it. So I brought so much film with me. Yep, some of that Angus gave me. That's my favorite color film stock right there. But there's some gold 200, some 400 max, gold max. I got to get down low for this camera. I didn't shoot any of it. It's hard. It's difficult, you know, when you're going for other reasons. And for this, it was celebrating my oldest daughter's 16th birthday. And, you know, I don't know. Wanted to make sure she was having fun, which she was. She ran around the island with her best friend that we went with. So we had a really good time, though. Very mild in Sweden, +7 Celsius. I don't know Celsius. Cold and wet here in Mass. Here in Mass. What'd you say, Bonnie? We had a few millimeters of snow last week. Hey, Butch Magnum's here. How are you, buddy? I'm reading backwards now because I get so far behind. Very snowy, cold and wet. I gave in to temptation this week. Must have been setting up the tree I hit by now when I was mistakenly on eBay. I do that occasionally. Accidentally hit by it now. I may or may not have gotten a roll of old Tri-X 400 foot 16 millimeter. Guess what movie I'm going to next Friday? I don't even have to guess. I'm guessing that I guess it's probably the new Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm sure. It's making us use our... Oh, okay. I wonder why it's doing that. Because everybody's name looks a little different now. That's weird. 7C in Stockholm, Sweden is a relatively big country. Cold in other places, of course. So what is 7 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? Yeah, not fun. All that coding. Oh, the ones I sent you. Yeah, that Kentmere I liked. The last two were yours. Oh, on these, nothing. I'm going to tell you right now, nothing came out except for 4 pictures. And they're not yours. This, I don't see any of yours. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't think they're yours, but maybe they are. Hey, Jack's here. How are you, buddy? Verichrome pan in 126. I'm guessing that was probably from the 60s, the 1960s. Even though Verichrome pan did come out in the 50s, I'm pretty sure that it didn't come out in 126 format until the 60s, but I could be mistaken. I found it in a Kodak 100 series 126 I got at a flea market. Well, the 4 pictures came out. And let me show you, here's the film. This is my $5 Five Below light table. So there's the film, wrong way, there's the film, part of it, but the other part I cut because they came out. Now let me show you. See the frame lines? But there's nothing on them at all. This right here, that right there, that's just funk. That's like deterioration and whatnot of the film. You know, the dots, the deterioration dots. It was only 12 exposures, and that is clearly, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 13 out of it, but there's 9 distinct frame lines, maybe 8. And I do have 4 pictures that actually came out. And those didn't come out at all. There's nothing on that. Yeah, for some reason, Jason, they reverted to the @ for everybody. You don't get like Jim Bricky. I know that's Jim Cahill, but usually it says Jim Cahill. I don't know why it's doing that. Like Jeffrey is this side towards the screen, and it usually just says this side towards the screen. This time they added the 4553. I don't know. I was cleaning and organizing my cameras, found one of those metal Kodak magazine. I feel guilty. It says property of Kodak. I wonder if it's exposed. Is there film inside? Under 6 ounces or over 7 ounces. Remember that. If you put it on a scale and it weighs under 6 ounces, one of those metal magazines, these things, if it weighs under 6 ounces, it's empty. There's no film in it. If it weighs over 7 ounces, then it's got 50 feet of film in it. And then if you look at the little green window, if you look at this little green window right here, that little green window, this currently has some 100T that I loaded back in 22 that I never shot. That little green number, whatever the number is in that window, that's how many feet of film are left unexposed. If it's fully exposed, it will likely say EXP. Anyone else taking advantage of any of the Pro 8mm Black Friday stuff? I paid for the mystery box again, hoping to get some of the new cameras as my mystery item. I did not even know they were doing that, Matthew. Is a pretty good deal. I love Black Friday. Black Friday deals. That's usually when I pick up my hard drives for my channel, because I go through like a 4 or 5 gigabyte each year for my videos. Although it's been light this year, I've been kind of slacking, and I've been recently downloading all my live streams, so I have copies of them myself. There's a film on AV Geeks about shooting sports action on Super 8 the last week or so. I'll email it to you. Okay, cool. Plus X. Plus X is so delicious. Hey, Vintage Vibe, how are you? Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Cold and snow here. Plus X was great for stills also and holds up pretty well. Yes, it holds up really well expired for the most part. I mean, you can get some fogging, but not anything like Iffy Chrome, Kodachrome and Ektachrome. Tri-X and Plus X, Tri-X too, holds up nicely over the years. Snowy and cold in northwest Pennsylvania. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Not coal. Yeah, it looked great. I know those photos came out nice. If you ever want to show any of them on here, you just have to tell me. I won't show anybody's pictures, obviously, without their permission, but those are your personal ones. So it's a balmy 29 degrees here in Wichita. That is balmy. Only hotter than inches to hell. Also, the floppy drive had a dead stepper motor. I'm working on restoring code on a file on my PC. Disappointed, but not surprising. That is so far out of my league. You know what I did buy, though? I bought, and I got it a couple months ago. I just haven't even messed with it. Because I'd love to learn some things. I bought one of those little Arduinos. I don't know which one it is. Like an Uno or something. And it's a little starter kit, and you get the little breadboard and all the little pins and all that. But I want to doodle with it, just have fun, just to make, I want to make the light go on, or I want to get an LED panel, and just to doodle with it a little bit, because I really don't know anything about that. But it would be fun if I wanted to make certain devices. I guess I wasn't standing. Yeah, well, a couple of them are out of focus, but overall, I mean, I know the camera does good. I had 3 cartridges of 50D in my cart the other day, but I began to sweat and just could not push the button. The buy button. Make sure you're in the States. Try to order it from Kodak. It's the cheapest. It's snowing heavily here in St. Augustine. Yeah, I doubt that. Heavily. Can't tell yet. Going to develop this week. CS41 chemistry arrives. That's the Cinestill stuff, right? I've used that. Not bad. I actually still have a bag kit of Cinestill ECN2. I do all my own, make my own ECN2. I'm going to show you guys an ECN2 film that I did here in just a few minutes. But ECN2 is weird. CS41, that's the Cinestill stuff. Pretty good stuff. Did you shoot the family trip on your Elmo Album 3600? So this is what I took with me. I took this, among other things. I took my K3 Super 16, loaded it up with some old 7285, which is Ektachrome 100D, the original. Never even took it out of the case. I took my Nikon, that N65 that my mom found at a thrift store and sent to me. Never even took it out of the case. What I did take out of the case, though, is my Elmo 3600, Dave Knops. And I'm going to show you guys, I've taken... Okay, somebody do this math really quick. I'm going to skip through the comments. I'm so far behind. I apologize. I will try to go back and read some. Somebody do some math. Hey, Gorilla. What's 3600? Okay, you don't need to do the math. 3600 divided by 10 is 360. So every hash mark on this counter would be 360 frames. So here's the footage counter. And let me see if I can get it to show. Focus. Anyway, so the little needle is very, I'm just a little too close. The little needle is very close to the first hash mark. Well, I should say it's halfway in between the first hash mark and the start. Now, what I've been doing is I'm taking individual photographs with a roll of, I think it's 7266. I think it's the new Tri-X. That's what it is. And I'm taking individual photographs, and my goal is to take 3,600 or there around individual photographs with this camera. And I already told Dave Knopp, and he's fine with it. Me hanging on to it. So, what's half of 360? Is that 180? Because, whoa. So, I'm going to say I've got somewhere around 150 to 180 photographs snapped so far. And the footage counter has hardly moved. So, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. I'm hoping before spring I can have that done. Oh, and I also, the only other camera that actually came out during my mini vacation, my oldest daughter's sweet 16 birthday getaway, the only other camera that came out was this one. We all know and love this. The only thing that's wrong with this one is, see that right there? Those are embedded. That's my, these come with a rubber lens hood that you can just push down and pull out. Well, this one's kind of been cut off. I think whoever owned this before didn't like it. So this is my new to me one. I have another one that is a little sluggish. So this one's new to me, and I did shoot with that camera because I wanted to test it. And I'll tell you why. Because first, I love testing cameras. And second, because I have another roll of film that I shot, I told you guys about, I think. It's the new Wolfen-200 Daylight stock, Super 8. And I shot it in that camera, probably stupidly, because I'd never used that camera before. Well, the owner of, Daniel Whitner, the owner of Whitner Cinetech in Germany, offered to have that film that I shot in that camera, his film, processed and scanned professionally so that we could compare a professionally processed and scanned Wolfen-200 with a mic home scanned Wolfen-200, home processed and scanned, which I've already shown. I think I showed in the members section, but I may have actually shown it here too. So I used that camera. That was, and I'd never used it before, so I was a little nervous because he had it. He paid to have it processed and scanned, and it'll be here, I think, Wednesday. It's on its way back. So I'm going to do a video kind of comparing and talking about my thoughts on Wolfen-200 in the Super 8 format. So I'm excited to do that. I'm very excited, but yet very nervous to see the results, which should be here Wednesday. They're coming in the huge 4K ProRes file format on my USB stick, so we'll see. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But anyway, so while I was there, I wanted to shoot some more film with that camera and process it myself, just so I could see, did the functions work? Did it run at constant speeds? Did the time lapse work? Just test it before I got the other film so I could kind of hopefully not get all worked up about it. And it actually did work. It worked pretty well. So let me show you what I shot. This is it right here. I shot one of these. Well, actually, that's one that I shot in Amelia Island back in June and never developed. So I shot this 50D and this 100D. I shot these two rolls on my recent trip to Fernandina Beach. So I shot some on the beach and some on the island, Amelia Island. This roll here, I processed with this roll together. I haven't processed my 100D yet that I shot in my Minolta. That's coming next. What, these glasses? These are just my prescription glasses. They're no name brand. We get them at Zenny online, my wife and I. I want to try 250D in Super 8. I've got some, and I've tried a lot of it in 16mm. I'd like to try it in Super 8. Bro just got Windows 10. Has expired. Let's move to Windows 11 together. Error. Hey, dethroner. Did you guys hear that? That was actually somebody commenting on something on Facebook. The 250D is nice. You're in on the Super 8 pass around. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Count me in too. Did Angus, is he talking about it? Because that's his don't forget the Super 8 pass around film project. That's his idea, and I think it's fantastic, if I'm being totally honest. I think it's a great idea. It's a good way to get the community involved. We just have to work out the details, and thankfully I got Dana. Dana's so good at that stuff. I have your stuff. It's ready to go. Your 8mm film and that Super 8 Poseidon Adventure. It's ready to go, Dana, and I'll send some stickers along with it too. Radios, I have your stuff ready to go as well. Your 3 films. If you do have a Pro 617 Minolta 601 coming. Oh, did you get one of those, Jim? You gotta let me know how you like that. They also had a deal on bulk sales, 250D. Also, what was their deal? Matthew, what's the deal on the 250D? Is it good price? Did you buy your daughter a sweet 16mm camera? You know, she was not really around all that much. Her best friend has been driving for a year with her learner's license and just got her real driver's license a couple days before we left. And her mom and dad are giving her their 4Runner. Nice. So that was what they drove there to the island also. So she's a good driver, and they just drove around the island. They were gone quite a bit, my daughter and her. So we didn't get to hang out too much. Nothing beats thousands of still frames with a movie camera. I can't wait to see how that comes out. I've done single frames with that camera and already developed it and showed it. Double X is pretty forgiving. Yeah, and it's and it holds up well too, Cecil. You're right about that. Take her Sony Mavic, she said she never used it. Oh my God, floppies, here I come. Those things. You see them at every thrift store you go to now. I don't use Facebook at all. Can I still get involved? Yeah, there's no other way, I guess. Reactivate mine, but no, you can, Matthew. Of course, I would not leave you out if you're interested, for sure, 100%. We'll do most of it on here, and we'll show the results on here, and we got to work out what we're going to do. My suggestion, Dana usually has all of the good. It's kind of his brainchild, and he's brought up some good points and some good suggestions, and I think what I would like to do, as long as he's okay with it, and he and I talked about it a little bit, is a brand new roll of Kodak Tri-X, that 7266, because it's black and white film. It's a 200 speed film, so it should work just fine in anybody's Super 8 camera. Auto exposure is perfectly fine with that film. So that was my suggestion. Then if I end up developing it, the development on that is really not hard to do at all. Why doesn't that surprise me, Jim? You always have the coolest cameras. Oh, did you, Jason? That's awesome. Yeah, I was very intrigued by that film. I could not figure out where did you get that? Were you filming that obviously not live? I don't think. Was that miniatures, or were you filming it off the TV? Or I was perplexed. I was perplexed. Matthew, I'll send that to you. I will send you that email. Matthew is requesting Angus's email, and I will take care of it. Tri-X, fresh and new. If you have a Super 8 camera, you can participate, and he does. I know Radios has a nice Canon 1218, which I have too, and I need to get that sucker back out again and shoot something with it. That's the huge lens with the tiny camera attached to it. Bell & Howell Zoomatic Director Series. You got to use it. You got to use it, Jeffrey. Get involved. Facebook is cool except for the guys who criticized Mike's hairy film. Remember that? Boy, they went nuts. For a while there, it was everything, well, yeah. Anything that was goofy I referred to as Dietz. I think the guy's last name was Dietz or something like that. Goofball. Yeah, that went nuts. They were going off about, and then that guy, Marty Hamrick, he said something nasty, I think, and anyway, we won't get into that. They were just clowns. So anyway, criticizing some film I developed for Jim Cahill, because I hang my film to dry, and you're going to see in a second. ECN2 film, for some reason, I don't know if there's something in the emulsion, really attracts dirt and dust more so than I get with any other film stock. I don't get it nearly as bad with reversal film like the Ektachrome 100D, but it attracted a lot of dirt and dust. I have a hard time keeping the water spots off of there, even though I use distilled water and photo flow. And boy, there was a couple people that just kind of ripped it apart when Jim posted it on the Super 8 forum on Facebook. God. And by the way, I did it because Jim's a friend, and I did it for free. It was testing a camera. It wasn't. All right, I said my piece. Still haven't used the Bauer cam yet. Did you actually get one? Because I know you've been wanting one. I know, Matthew, I want to see. You know what you should do? Did I send you that roll? You got to, if nothing else, put that roll of Ektachrome in it. Do you still have that 160 I sent you? Put that in it. Set the side of it to +2, right? On the side, the exposure compensation to +2. It's a little push thumb like dial. And then let your auto meter do the rest of it. Send it to me and I'll take care of it. And we'll test out that camera. Let them rip it apart, Mike. Let's see their film. Probably never touched a camera in their life. Yeah, thank you, Gorilla. I know that was a year or so ago, and it was crazy. And you're right. This guy was a goofball. Something Dietz. I don't remember his first name, but he was tearing it apart. But then has never posted anything before. But it's okay. I may have said one thing in response, and then it's not worth it. Developed an expired Fuji 135 black and white roll last week. Sent some of the scans on email. Did you just now email it? Because I don't remember seeing the email, Bonnie. I'll have to look. Camera model 2183 XL. I saw one in working. Anyone have a Bell & Howell Super 8 camera model 2183 XL? I'm not even sure which one that is, Jeffrey. Okay, I'll check it in a few minutes, Bonnie. I do still have that roll mic, and that's a good idea to test this thing. Thank you. Of course, shoot it, but make sure you overexpose and shoot it outside if you can. Well, I know you will. But click that thing. You'll look on the side of your camera. There's a dial. Yes, I wore pants today. On the side, here by the handle. Let me get, whoa, I just like using my little camera. See this that little dial right there? That's your exposure compensation. Mine's on 0. It's got like knurled on it. If you twist it to the plus, I would go +2 on it for sure. By the way, Jim Cahill, my 1014 XLS that I leave up here now because it quit working on me. I put batteries in it the other day and turned it on, and it started working again. Now, I will say it's having trouble with the different frame rates. I stuck on one of them. This one works great, but that one up there, it's just started working again all of a sudden. There's no batteries in this one. So we're going to put this back up there. Camera looks like a video camera. I love those cameras. It's my opinion. It's my personal opinion. S-Boy's here. That's quite the lens. Yeah, those are nice. My personal opinion that's the best Super 8 camera ever made. Both in terms of features, ergonomics, and quality. The late ones are video camera-ish. Yes, they are. Never seen a VHS looking film camera. Nice lens. Minolta XL250 is the only working Super 8 camera that I own at the moment. Those Minoltas are nice, though, Cecil. Bell & Howell cameras are very underrated. I like Bell & Howell a lot. The autofocus Canon. By the way, does anyone know a good scanning software that's compatible with the Canon CanoScan 8800F? Mine came with Silverfast, but I can't find any compatible drivers for it. I don't know that. CanoScan. Does Canon not have its own proprietary software, Bonnie? That seems odd, because my Epson comes with Epson Scan. But I don't know. I don't have one of those. What about manual exposure? It does have lots of dials. Yes, it does do manual exposure. The problem is, if I sent Matthew an old roll of Ektachrome 160, but usually about 2 stops of overexposure is good, and then you can just let the camera do the work. So with the 814 and 1014 XLSs, you has the exposure compensation plus or minus up to 2 either direction. So I always recommend going. I mean, it might blow out a little bit depending on how well that film was stored, because I don't really know. Not a Bentley, but I think everything would be savable if we did it that way. But yes, you can definitely manually expose with those cameras. The Canon 1014XS is a sweet camera. The Bulyu 4008 is the best in my opinion. Yeah, and you're not alone. I know, Jim, a lot of people have that opinion. I disagree opinion-wise. Because I think when I factor in everything, not just the image quality, I do like that they have interchangeable lenses, and I do like that their picture, I mean, it's hard to beat. It really is. I don't know. There's just something about that 1014 XLS. All right, well, I want to show you guys a couple of things. Let me show you. A lot of times I can just pop these and they'll open. This was what Radios sent me. It didn't send it like that, but I had to break it to get it open. Verichrome Pan 126. It was found film. Only 4 pictures came out, and they're kind of cool. The 2 rolls Verichrome 160 you developed for me this summer turned out pretty well as far as exposure, especially considering it was on the 310 XL. I love the cracked emulsion look. I know. There is something about that old film when you do it in black and white. Super Cine, that's my argument. I mean, if I can check all of the boxes on one and most of the boxes on another, I'm going with all of the boxes. That's just my personal opinion. And we all know what we do with those. So let me show use people. Let me get them queued up here so I don't have to doodle with them. 4 pictures. Here they are. These are Verichrome Pan, I believe probably from the 60s. So that was the first photo. And I don't think you took that one, right, Radios? There's the second photo. You'll know what that is in a second. What that is a picture of. And then, wait, is that the first? Yeah. And then, kind of hard to read. It's a lot hard to read, but mine came out a little better. So what that is, I'm going to show you. And there's the last picture. There's little Charlie sitting on a rock. Okay, so let me show you what this is. Go to that. Look at this. This is a picture that I got via amusingplanet.com. This is not my photograph. This was online at amusingplanet.com. That picture, they said it's from the 50s, probably. That is near Cheyenne, Wyoming, and that is the rock, the tree growing out of the rock. See, behind the kid's head, that tree, and they got it fenced off, it's like it's growing right out of the rock. It's pretty amazing, actually, and let's show you again. And look at the picture there. Same sign. They've changed that sign since, but that's the same sign there. And they did have the fence around it at one time, because there's the fence there in Radio's pictures. So anyway, that's that. Whoa, you don't want that. I'm back. You don't. That's what we had. We had those 4 pictures, so it was actually worth it to me. So that was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. The kids on the pony was cool. Yeah. Free Leica. Ooh. Coffee beans? Yeah, that's my little goofy. There it is, my little goofy. I'll be right back. Weirdo. It is strange. Why use? Use, guys. What was that movie with Joe Pesci? These 2 utes. Boy, what's a ute? I paid like $1 for that camera. That's awesome. Well, that was worth it. Just getting those photos was worth it for $1. I'd buy that for $1. Don't forget the pictures that I sent. Oh yeah, let me see what Bonnie sent. Did you send me an email? I don't have an email from you, Bonnie. Did you send it today? Cousin Vinny, that's right. These two utes. What the hell's a ute? What is a ute? Woo! I got a new book. My wife loves going to the library because she's a readaholic. And they have this sale. They had about 4 times a year they do book sales because people donate books to the library constantly. So we go and they had their massive sale. Massive sale. There's lots of people there, so it was really picked through. But I found this and I just couldn't let it go. I just thought it was cool. Hardcover, $1. Just cool. Just a cool little hardcover from 1988. And look on the inside, somebody penciled on the first page. I like when I see stuff like this. It kind of sets everything in perspective. That right up there says Christmas '89. So some fledgling up-and-coming photog got this cool Kodak photography book for Christmas in 1989. Old radios, how old were you in 1989? Negative. Cousin Vinny, please let it be a Rick. Yeah, I don't see it, Bonnie. I don't see an email from you. Was it a Facebook message or something? I don't see an email. Maybe you did like my wife does sometimes, gets it all ready, but forgets to hit send. So that's how I talk to my dogs. Why use I oughta? Why I oughta? Uploading. I'll comment when it's sent. Okay, good. Mike, if we send you something, we should warn you. And do we use the P.O. box? Yeah, let me know. You just use the P.O. box and then let me know. I check it usually at least once a week, twice a week if I know there's something coming. But I got to get my money's worth out of it. They're not cheap. I got the middle size one. It's not the tiny one, which I should have gotten the small one because if something doesn't fit, they just put it in one of the big lockers. -1. I love books that they are hard to find. I know. I like this book too. It's pretty cool. Gives you a lot of basics, but you know, like a lot of breakdown type stuff, camera breakdowns, lens information, photography information, a lot of cool pictures. I mean, we all definitely know once you this stuff doesn't change. The basics will never change. Ooh, did I just hit that? Sorry. So, pretty good deal. $1. I'll take that. I got some DVDs too. Yeah, I like it. In '89, I had 3 kids already. In '89, I was out of high school, but not by much. You were 10. You were 11. I was, let's see, I was 21. Depends on when, but yeah, I would have been 21. You had 3 kids already. You were on the assembly line at Christmas. Yes, you and me both, Super Cine. 21. Gorilla was 24. Matthew was 3. Let's see, my wife would have been, she was 12. I want to show you guys something. So I don't know if anybody ever struggles with this. Medium format film. And when you put it in the Patterson reel and you get it all wound on finally, because it's so insanely curled. You were 22. Yeah, I knew we weren't far off. So what happens, what had happened was, so when you hang the film to dry, a lot of times, especially old film, it sort of curls in. So it's like a tube when you're done with it. And it's so hard to scan. So I'm going to show you my workaround. You would have been 14 billion years old, technically. So I'm going to show you my workaround. Here's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. All right. Does anybody suffer from curl syndrome as it relates to medium format film? What's curl syndrome, Mike? Well, it's not that picture right there. That's a picture of a tree. So there it is hanging in my green room with my popcorn ceiling. So let me show you a little bit closer up. Boom. Do you see how the film just sort of twists and curls? Twists and curls. So you can't really, there, you know what? One of these days I'm going to learn how to use this software. So you can't lay it flat in my flatbed scanner. So what do? Let me show you what I do when it's like that. I take a couple of those. Those are 35 millimeter film canisters. And I wind it backwards. And I jam it into one of those like that. And then I cap it and tape it. And then I rubber band the film to the outside of it so I know where it came from. And that is when you end up with that. So when you leave it like this, it's wound inside here against the natural curl. Like a fly trap. It does. This one's going to be probably from the 60s as well. Maybe 50s. This is also Verichrome, but this is 620 film, so this is older. So these came out pretty good. I haven't scanned them yet because they won't stay flat in my scanner because I use the Epson V600. And it'll get Newton rings because the film is actually curled this way when it's in the scanner glass, and it sits on the glass. So yeah, I improvise. So it's in here right now. If we just peel the side, it's in there, but it's back wound. So it's going to uncurl itself in 2 or 3 days. It should be flat enough to be able to scan it. So hopefully, I might just do a video. I used to do these still film videos that were fun, and they were only like a minute long or so. So I might just do that. Red paper backing for Verichrome should be prior to 64. That's the one. Then it would be Dynamite. Lyndon's here. You were 17. Woohoo! Is there a pill for that? I do, Gorilla. I always clip them until they're dry. I do hang a clip on the bottom as well. In fact, I just use those like those paper clips. But let me show you. So with medium, what is with that? Why do I keep showing you guys the pony? So with the medium format, I use 2 of them on top like that. But I also put 2 on the bottom as well. And let it hang to dry. And then when it's dry, usually, I'll take them off the bottom. If you ever develop film in a bucket. So I have not. I've done it in a Patterson tank, but little pieces of it. But I've never really done like the full-on bucket development they do in the bathtub and like that. I might try it one day. Get some gloves and, do the whole thing. But no, I haven't. Little weight can hold straight if it's important. Yeah, but it doesn't still. It still curls this way. It still curls around like a paper towel holder, I remember Super 8 was first marketed as Instamatic movie film, i.e. movie version of 126. I did not know that. I did not know that. Turn these notifications off. You want to develop it on the cheap. Well, that's definitely a cheap way to do it. Is get some little 2-gallon buckets and some HC 110 concentrate. Do black and white. A gallon of fixer and just drop it in. Yep, just drop in. Exactly. I was prepared to bucket develop some 60mm film. Then I found the Filmboy24 channel. Ooh, my 16mm game is not great. So it's almost like I'm bucket developing it. It's pretty bad. So I didn't. All right, so I want to show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you something. Hey, Picnet. Jobo tank. And shove it all in, close. Is the closest I've come to bucket development, but not brilliant. And you know, that Travis, my buddy Travis, he's done that. And it comes out pretty scratched, but it can be very unique. It can be very unique. Oh, Mike Rook. Hey, buddy. Yeah, it's when I see these ats, everybody's at thing, it changes things. It's Mr. Rogers picture time. There was a Kickstarter for a scanner on the Insta. It's from Germany. From what it does, it looks no different than any other scanner. You know, I like my scanner. I like the Epson. Does a good job. Pretty good results with home processing. Yeah, he's pretty good at that too. He does mostly still film. So here's what I'm going to show you. I did this. This is, now it's not been stabilized. My scanner is not perfectly stable, so it kind of, you know, moves around a little bit. And I left the perforation in it just for you because the Minolta cameras are a little wider, so I kind of wanted to leave that in. And I did some time lapse, a bit of time lapse. So the first half is not, and the second half is time lapse. It's about 2 minutes, 20 seconds, something like that. Let me show you. I'm going to turn off my microphone so you don't have to hear my AC. And then let me show you what I got. Stop that. Turn the lights off. Whoop, you guys don't want to see that again, do you? Why is that showing? Oh, okay, here we go. All right, here it is. Mama on the beach. Well, maybe I'll leave my mic on. And by the way, this is rendered in 1080p, low bit rate, just because I'm streaming. So it's not as highest quality. Piper. Very indie. Random paddle surfing girl. This is Vision 3 50D, Angus. They pop pretty well, I thought. Mama. Yeah, the stability is not terrible. It kind of gets a little bit worse towards the end that you'll see, but there's my time lapse. I just from our balcony where we were staying, I did some basic stuff. This is one frame every 5 seconds. Oh, thanks, Cecil. Jim, this is the Minolta XL401. Sunrise. Yeah, the camera dethroner, the camera has the time-lapse function built in. Thank you, Mike. Me with that stupid, I gotta get rid of that. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put that at the bottom. I keep accidentally turning that on. Okay, so that was it. I mean, you can see there's a lot of dirt and dust, and you have some water spots and whatnot, but Viewmaster disc. Was very happy with the company in the UK that made it. Oh, those are really cool. I've seen people that have done that. Yes. Awesome, Mike. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I enjoy. Thank you. Hey, Eric's here. Did I already acknowledge Eric was here? Sad that it stopped working. See, mine. Thank you, Jack. See, mine. My original one. I have another one. It started getting sluggish. Like it would not pull film consistently, and it just wasn't doing right. So you got the projector for Viewmaster, but no bulb. I know, Jeffrey. Maybe some people pay for those filters. I don't know. But here's the thing. I like it to be relatively clean. And then if I want to, add a little dirt or dust on there, I can. But it's so cool, Jim, having that time lapse. And I don't know, really. I mean, everybody time lapses the sun and, I don't know, ice melting. There's certain things, but I don't know. I wonder if they're belt driven, Eric, and those belts just start wearing out. I'm thinking they just wear out. Bokeh images, yeah. I guess. Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing how Jim's works. Yes, I have a video I did with my other XL401 where I did some cloud time lapse. It's been a few years, but out my front out here at my house, and those are really cool. Nailing the right time, because you don't want them to go too slow, but if they go too fast, they get jerky, so getting the right time is, I don't know, kind of critical. Absolutely, Mike Rook. Let me show you guys. The one thing I don't like about the time-lapse function on this is that it doesn't give you, you could do it yourself. Oop, not that one. You could do it yourself, but it doesn't give you any defined how longs. You just have to guess. So the sunrise was 1 frame every 10 seconds. Everything else was 1 frame every 5 seconds. So let me zoom in. Let me get in my other camera here. So here's the camera, the XL401. Here is your, I'm backwards. Here's your main control settings, on and off, and it's not focusing too well, but on and off. The bottom is your battery check, backlight. So you just want it on. I don't have film in here. Yeah, I do. And then over here is where you can decide if you're going to do single frame up here, or your intervalometer. So single frame or intervalometer, single frame, regular run, or self-timer, right? So all the way at the top is your intervalometer. This dial sets from very quickly. That's very quickly. You know what? I can take this film out. I haven't even started shooting it. It's a roll of plus X. And then we'll actually turn it on and I'll show you. You hear that? So that is as fast as this will go. And the more you turn this, I'm trying to do it so you can see, the more you turn it this way, listen. All the way down, and if I'm remembering it right, all the way down to the very bottom is 1 frame about every 60 seconds. I believe that's what it is. So the bad thing is you don't really know. You don't really know unless you just mark them yourself. Kind of random, the frames per second. Yeah, 5 frames per second. That seemed to be good for me. F14 auto zoom. Yes, I love my 1014 for that. Did anyone make an external intervalometer? I don't know of one. Well, somebody did. Yeah, actually somebody did make one. Jim, I think, knows about that. I think Jim showed me one. Canon did. Could even be for, I couldn't count. I saw that. The backlight control, they're making it something else. I can't remember. So that's what I did. And I enjoyed it. Piper. Guys, listen, it's an hour, a little over an hour in. I know we usually go about an hour and a half, but we have some few things that I got to take care of. So, Piper wants to say hi. She comes chirping in. Woo! If you don't know it, that's Piper. So we're going to have to probably pack it up so I can get some stuff taken care of. Hi, Piper.
Hello.
That's Nana. Say hi, Nana.
Hi, Nana.
Hi, Mama. I'm just now playing with film on the projector. Hello, Piper. Hi, Piper. You know what, Bonnie? We'll show them next time, I promise. Oh, Mike. Hope you have a great day. Hey, guys, I hope everybody has a great day. Had a great time. Hey, Barry, had a great time. Cecil. Say bye, everybody. Thank you for being here. Do you want to say it in my new camera down here? You ready? You got to lean down. You ready? Watch the screen. Poof, look. Woo, thank you guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I really do appreciate it. We had a really good stream, by the way. It was a lot of people. So I hope to get more on Friday. Yes. Yeah, let me know whenever you're ready, radios. We had a great time today, and we'll see you next Sunday, same time. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, guys, everybody. And I'll be back next Sunday. We'll be back. The only time I'm going to take off will be right at Christmas or New Year's or whatever. But we'll plan that out. Oh, thank you, Jim. What a cutie. He's talking about you, a little silly. All right, well, we'll see you guys next Sunday for sure. I had a blast. Love you guys like family. And until next time, Piper.
Smash the like button.
Oh, we got to smack it, right? Smash it or smack it?
Smack it.
Smack it. Okay.
Smack it.
Whack it. Whack. All right, guys. Love you guys. We'll see you next Sunday.